Hello there and welcome to another episode of COVID-19 Updates here in Chatham-Kent, where we talk to different municipal officials, individuals, and organizations that are doing some amazing things as we get through this interesting time in our community. And I'm sure you heard a lot about some of these summer events coming up being postponed or canceled, but all is not lost. There are some new ways to do stuff. And today we're talking about the Hike for Hospice on June 14th. And I'm happy to have Amanda and Nathan Mckinlay here, the organizers of the event. Guys, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
So I got to ask you, how are you doing during this very interesting time in our community, province, and the whole world?
Well, we've been busy, running a business, running a family, trying to be, teachers like everyone else, and now we're chairing this wonderful event. So we've been keeping out of trouble, that's for sure.
I think there's no way to really get in trouble as we, keep with our social distancing and try to get through this as we can as a community. So obviously the Hike for Hospice is one of those events that many look forward to in the summer as it gets nicer out. COVID's impacted our world. Let's talk about the virtual walk and how this new idea came to be.
Well, the Hike for Hospice is one of two signature events that are happening every year to help raise funds for the Chatham-Kent Hospice and their ongoing operational needs. It's usually held the first Sunday in May, which is the beginning of Hospice National Palliative Care Week. And it's the time when the weather starts to get nicer and it's nice to get outdoors with everyone. But with the restrictions of COVID-19 and everything and uncertainty around that, we tried to push the date back originally till the beginning of June. And the safety and health of our hikers and community is top priority for us. And we just feel it's not the time to do that, but we still want to encourage people to get out and get active. And we can't cancel the event because the hospice still relies on these funds to keep their operations going. So we've decided to try a virtual event. Last year, as many probably know, we decided to add a run option to the hike, and there was a virtual option for that as well. So since our runners had a virtual option, we thought, why not allow all the hikers to have that option? So we're hoping everyone will still consider registering. There is no fee to register anymore, but we're encouraging everyone to still register and set up a fundraising page to go out and get pledges from family and friends.
Yeah. It's always great to see everybody walking around the Mud Creek Trail right around that time. Again, like you said, it's not a normal walk. It is a virtual walk. And again, these funds are important to keep the lights on at the hospice, but how important is it to keep this tradition alive? I know this event's been going on for quite some time, but how important is this?
I think it's the Hike for Hospice has become more than just a fundraiser. It's actually, most people are walking in memory of someone, so it's become an annual time where people can come together as a family typically and share memories of their loved one and have that tranquil walk. And so that's why we're encouraging in this virtual walk. You don't have to obviously do it at Mud Creek. You can do it in your backyard. You can do it on your trail. You can do it you can do it in your backyard basically. And so the idea is that you can kind of, with your family in sync, do something to honor your loved one. And so part of that too was before, for the Hike for Hospice, everyone would have a ribbon that they'd tie in the memory area. And now we're encouraging people, if they want to share a picture and a message of their loved one, we're going to be sharing that on social media over those 14 days so everyone who are walking memory of can still be honored. So it's, like I say, it's more than just a fundraiser. It's kind of a time for families to get together and reflect on a loved one who's lost. But of course, the funds are very much in need at the hospice. And so it's important that we all come together and do this. We have lots of obstacles with COVID, but it's important that we overcome those obstacles together. And I know Chatham-Kent has been wonderful in doing that in the past. And I know as a collective, we can persevere.
Absolutely. And you spoke right on that with the challenges that we're all facing as a community. I know you always have a great band of volunteers. Is there any challenges logistics-wise right now that everything's online to get this event put together?
Logistically right now, we've been prepping for this event since the beginning of the year. And like I said, our volunteer committee that we have has been absolutely amazing and helping pull this together. And with everything, I guess, not happening at the same time, we're just relying on the community to continue to follow the guidelines out there and practice their social distancing and still participate, but ensure they're following their guidelines. And we're going to be monitoring and watching the registrations, and hopefully it'll still all work out for us and everyone will have fun doing it.
Well, with every downside, there's definitely an upside. Let's talk about some of these good news stories as you've been putting this event together since the beginning of the year. What's been some of the smiles been going on around the team?
Well, one thing I think that we're all very impressed with is with all the uncertainty going around and all the changes and all these hike not having a physical area where we're going. Our sponsors have been bedrock. They have been there to support us. Also, our volunteers that help put this event together, they have been astronomical year after year, but now doing things remotely and working on the fly and putting this all together, it's been quite a challenge. But it's been really nice to see how everyone has really pulled together to get this event done. And we're really excited too about, we're seeing a lot of people on social media now kind of promoting their hike, and I think it'll really be a good way to kind of like a shot in the arm for the community.
Something we'll all remember when we say, hey, remember that time we saw the virtual hike for hospice? I think people will really remember that. Without the efforts of you guys and your team, this probably could not have been done. So thank you very much for all you're doing, especially for the hospice here in town. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add as we close up?
I just wanted to say that no matter where you're living right now, if you're from Chatham and you're living in BC, this is an opportunity for you if you did want to participate. Once again, if you go to hikeforhospiceck.com, you can register. There's no registration fee. Or if you wanted to support a hiker, we just invite you to do that because last year we originally had a lofty goal. We were hoping to raise $150,000 for the hospice. I don't think we're going to make that goal this year, but the hospice does need those funds. And so whatever you can do to help support it, we appreciate it and we thank you.
Absolutely. So again, guys, check out hikeforhospiceck.com. Amanda and Nathan have worked their tails off to make sure this is a go. And we may not be able to be outside and hang out with all of our friends, but this is for a great cause. So again, thank you guys for all you're doing. And thanks again for keeping Chatham-Kent a wonderful place to live in.
Thanks, Eric.
Although we would rather be together in person this year, we are hiking virtually to raise essential funds needed for the daily operations of the Chatham-Kent Hospice.
What is a virtual hike for hospice? It's where we gather in spirit and get active at your own location anytime between June 1st to 14th, 2020. Get creative. Go for a walk with your family, dance around your house, walk on your treadmill, whatever feels good for you.
The first step is to register at www.hikeforhospiceck.com. There is no fee, but by registering, you ensure your activity is counted and you can set up an online fundraising page.
Together we can stay safe and still hike for hospice.